Hello friends, good morning to all. Today we are going to start the third chapter of agriculture geography. So let us see which is the third chapter and which points we have to cover. Third chapter is determinants of agriculture. So let us see which points we have to cover in this chapter. Subtopic is physical factors. As we know that agriculture is a very uncertain and insecure occupation in the world, not only in the world but throughout the part of the world, this occupation is very uncertain and insecure because various factors are there which affects on this field, and that's why we have to see which points are there or which factors are there which are affecting on the agriculture directly. First, that is physical factor. Physical factor affecting on agriculture. Physical means whatever we can see with the eyes. That can be mountain, plain, plateaus, and whatever. So let us see one by one which factors or which relief factors are affecting on agriculture and how. First factor is mountain. Uh, Well, before that, I have to explain what exactly the relief means and how relief is responsible for the affecting the agriculture. Relief means physiography. Physiography in the sense which physical phenomena or physical elements are there which are available on the surface of the earth. It may be plain, plateau, and mountain. So according to that, there is a practice of agriculture. We go one by one. First one is the mountain. As we know that mountain means the area which is having undulations and which is having height more than 600 meter from mean sea level. So whenever there is a mountainous area, in those parts we can't do the practice of agriculture, and that is a very limiting or that is very controlling factor of agriculture, because as we know that mountains are undulated and there is a uneven slope of the area and which affect directly on the agriculture. This is one thing. Second thing is that whenever we have to do the transportation, there is no possibility of any type of transportation that it controls the directly to the transportation, and as we know that there is a need of transportation whenever we have to do the practice, and that's why most of the mountainous area of the world, particularly Himalayan mountain, Alps mountain, Sayadri mountain, Rockies and Andes are avoided by the people or by the farmers to do the practice of agriculture, and that's why most region or mountainous regions are not having the practice of agriculture. Only up to some extent, means up to the foothill zones of mountain we can do the practice of agriculture, but that is also there is also some limitations. This is second thing. And third thing is that whenever we have to do the practice of agriculture, there is a requirement of soil, and as we know that there is no soil in the part of mountains, because there is no possibility of deposition of the soil, and although there is a layer of soil there, that layer is very thin, which can't do the germination of seed, and which can't be root which cannot have a possibility to drain the water and to drain the roots, or to allow the roots to go into the ground. So that makes the problem, and that's why mountainous areas are avoided by the people, and there is no possibility of practice of agriculture in the mountainous area. Next is plain. Plain is very suitable part for the practice of agriculture throughout the part of the world. As we know that the most of the basins, particularly Godavari, Ganga, Amazon, not Amazon, but some part of Nile, some part of Amazon, not full Amazon, but some part of Amazon, some part of Mississippi is having the favorable conditions or favorable factors for the practice of agriculture, and that's why throughout the part of basins of rivers we have the areas or patches of the agricultures. And if we see the history of the agriculture, we come to know that most of the agriculture is invented in the parts of basins of rivers, and people also preferring to the plain area to do the practice of agriculture. This is about the history. And why plain area is important? It is very opposite to the mountain. It is very plain, and that's why there is a easiness of movements of the farmers, movement transportation of the equipments, the flowing activities or sowing activity. All the activities become easy in the plain area, and that's why plains are very easy so far agricultural practices are concerned. This is one thing. Second thing is that whatever the transported soil or material is there from the mountainous area, it is deposited in the plain area. It is deposited in the basins of the rivers, and it becomes fertile. There is a fertile soil. There is a alluvium. There is a hunger or khadar is there in the basins of the rivers, and it makes easy to do the plantation, or it makes easy to do the all practices in the plain area. This is one thing. Transportation is also very easy. Not only road transport, but in the plain area there is a possibility of water transport and any type of transport: train, railway, uh, air transport, water transport, road transport make easy to do the practice of agriculture. This is one thing. And plain area is also having the residence of the people, and that's why market is easy in the plain area, and whatever we produce or whatever farmers produce can be sold in the plain area, in the cities and in the urban areas. That is also one important thing. So plain areas are preferred by the people to do the practice of agriculture. Next is plateau. As we know that a plateau is the part of a flat area more than 400-meter height from mean sea level, and as compared to the mountain, plateaus are up to some extent are favorable or easy. There is a easiness for the practice of agriculture. And very typical example of the plateau is, we means India have a triangular shaped plateau, and particularly Maharashtra, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Madhya Pradesh having this plateau that is triangular shape. And most of the uh, part of these states is favorable for the practice of agriculture. And particularly plateau, most of the world's plateau are made up of uh, basalt lava or basalt rock, which is made up from the eruption of the lava. And that's why the soil of these plateaus is black, and most of the uh, areas have a potential of the production of cotton, and that's why this soil is called as black cotton soil. And particularly in Maharashtra there is a uh, there is a Vidarbha and Marathwada region which have a plateau, which have a potential of agriculture only due to the black cotton soil. And transportation facilities, availability of water and availability of market have the potential to do the practice of agriculture in plateau area. Not only this, but in most of the plateau have the storages of minerals, particularly iron ore, and that's why there is a establishment of industries due to the availability of minerals, and it makes easy to do the practice of agriculture. And there is a market availability of market even. So this is all about the relief, and according to that particular relief there is a practice of agriculture. Next factor is climatic factors. As we know that most of the crops are very sensitive to the climate, and climate is a very important thing which affect directly on the overall production of the any crop. It may be flowers, it may be fruits, it may be crops like cereals, grains and fodder. But which typical factors are there or specific factors are there which affect on the overall agriculture, we have to see. First one is temperature. As we know that for each and every stage there is a requirement of temperature in the agriculture, right from the sowing to the ripening of the crop, ripening of the fruits or ripening of the cereals, there is a requirement of specific type of temperature for each and every crop. If the temperature is below than 6 degree, then that is also harmful. And if the temperature is more than 6 up to the 45, that temperature is optimum temperature, or that is requirement of every crop for for the growing of any crop. So temperature is also important thing. But more than 45, that is also harmful for each and every crop. Some crop get get die or get burn due to the high temperature, and particularly it happens in the desert areas. Whenever there is a increase in the temperature, there is a burning of the crops, because soil get dried, and overall humidity get decreased, and they can't survive due to the decrease of uh, humidity and increase of temperature. So temperature is important thing. I just want to share one thing over here, that every seed, whenever we have to whenever farmer sowed his seed in the soil, every seed requires more than 6 degrees centigrade temperature to get germinate. If it is below than 6, it can't be germinate. At the same time, uh, at the ripening period, there is a specific type of temperature, or specific temperature should be there. Then and then fruits can be ripened, or any food can be uh, prepared for the completion. And vegetables, some fruits like grapes are very sensitive to the temperature. If there is a sudden fall or sudden increase in the temperature, there is a effect on the overall production of that particular crop. This is one important thing. Next one is rainfall. As we know that everywhere there is a uneven rainfall throughout the part of world. Somewhere there is a heavy rainfall, or somewhere there is a very scanty and very rare rainfall, as as like countries like Israel and deserts part of the world, uh, like Iran, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia, UAE, have less rainfall, but at the same time some part having heavy rainfall, as like equatorial region, parts of northeast India, and many more. But sufficient or optimum level of rainfall is very very important so far agriculture practices are concerned, and that according to that there is a typical type of cropping system. If heavy rainfall is there, and if the flat area is there to the coastal region, then rice is produced. Uh, and if less rainfall is there, and according to that, if it is a desert area, then another type of fruits are grown over there. So rainfall determines uh, not only the uh, optimum and minimum, or maximum level of rainfall, but whenever we or farmer producing the crop, at that time there should be a continuity, or there should not be a break in the rainfall in the kharif season or in the rainy season. If there is a break in the rainfall, then there is a problem in the production, or there is a decrease of production. Because whenever in the ripening stage, or whenever in there is a growing stage, there should be a supply of water through rainfall. Means continuous rainfall or sufficient rainfall is important to do the practice of agriculture. This is one thing. Next one is humidity. Humidity determines the overall production. How? Because whatever the moisture available in the atmosphere, that determines overall condition of the flowers, condition of the leaves, condition of the roots, and many more. So humidity also one important thing. According to the absolute humidity and relative humidity, there is a differences in the overall production. If humid part is there in the stage of ripening, then there is a problem of the ripening to the fruits. But if there is a dry condition, fruits can ripen faster, more than humid condition, as compared to the more than humid condition. Next one is hail. As we know that hail is harmful for the any crop, but uh, if there is no if there is no crop in the field and if there is a hail, then there is no issue. But if the hail hail occurs at the time of ripening stage, fruits and flowers get cracked, get damaged, and farmers get affected by the hail. So this is what hail is. This is how the hail is harmful for the agriculture. Dew is also one important thing. Dew means whatever the droplets of available in the morning on the grasses, that is dew. Uh, Dew occurs generally in the winter season. If whenever there is a dew on the leaves of the crops, that makes available water to the crop. Whenever there is a dry season, there is no occurrence of the dew. And if dew is there, which uh, which is in the proper stage or in the optimum stage, then that makes the overproduction, or that makes the optimum production for the farmer. So that is also one part. Next one is wind and storm. Some winds are harmful, some winds are heavy, and some storms are also heavy. Recently, we have experienced many storms which affect to the Konkan region and affect to the overall agriculture. Most of the times, crops get uprooted due to the heavy wind and heavy storms, and most of the crops get damaged due to the wind also. That is also one important thing in the climatic factor. And the last one is thunderstorm. Thunderstorm also occurs every year in the many parts of the world, and particularly in the Orissa and in the Andhra Pradesh, there is the occurrence of the thunderstorms, and that affect on the overall agriculture. So thus there are various climatic factors which affect directly to the overall agriculture, and this is all about the physical and climatic factors which affect on the agriculture. So today we stop here. Thank you very much.